Hi everyone, welcome back to the Supplements 101 series where we dive into some of the most popular supplements on the market and hopefully give you some advice to make your own decision whether you want to incorporate it into your diet or not. Or maybe it's just breaking the bank for an unnecessary reason. So today we're going to talk about three quite popular supplements, especially in the gym and fitness industry, and that is protein powders, BCAAs and collagen. Before we start with the video, just a quick introduction. My name is Melissa Nell. I'm a registered dietitian and I'm part of the Body 20 Nutrition Doctor team. And welcome if you're new here. Please do follow along. We do these videos every 2 weeks and you're welcome to send us any questions via WhatsApp or email. All right, so let's get into the video. So protein powders is a very big topic. It's a very big industry. And if you walk into any supplement store or pharmacy, you will see so many different ones on the market from so many different brands. And the reason for this is it is something that is very popular for a lot of people to be taking, especially if they are exercising. So different types of proteins you get is typically your animal-based proteins. That's typically from milk. That would be your whey and casein proteins. And then of course your plant-based proteins like, for example, hemp, rice, or even pea protein supplements. If you think about, for example, milk, you leave it outside for long and it starts to go sour and it separates into a watery part and a curdly part. That is your whey and protein. Whey being the watery part, it's fast digesting and great for recovery because the amino acids actually get to go into the muscles really quickly and effectively to do its job in terms of recovery. Then the curdly part, of course, is the casein, which is also amazing for recovery and also actually really helpful in keeping you fuller for longer, especially if you are maybe someone that wakes up during the night feeling a bit hungry. Casein would be a good protein to have before bed, for example. Then, of course, your plant-based proteins, like I've mentioned already, would be your pea protein, hemp, soy protein, for example, and that is if you are vegan or vegetarian. Now, should you be incorporating a protein shake or protein powder in your diet, and how often, for example? So generally speaking, if you are managing to eat enough protein from, for example, your dairy, eggs, fish, chicken, meat, or then vegetarian sources like beans, nuts and seeds and legumes, then most probably not. You typically won't need a protein powder or protein shake. And if you are trying to lose fat, having a protein shake on top of all your meals might maybe be the reason why you're struggling to lose weight. Because remember, even though it is a protein powder or protein shake specifically formulated for recovery and building muscle, it still contains calories, right? So if you are having all your meals throughout the day and snacks and you're topping it up with a protein powder that's maybe excessive or extra on top of the calories that you already need, you might not be losing the fat that you want. So be mindful of that it's not something that's a free food that you can just have and it's not going to affect your weight. It will definitely affect your weight. However, it is very effective in helping you build muscle if you aren't managing to get your protein needs in. So let's say, for example, you're someone that's really busy, you don't have time to eat a proper meal after your training session, then a protein recovery shake might be good for you. If you are someone that generally isn't a big eater or you don't like the taste of meat or whatever it might be, then yes, a protein shake might be helpful. So it really comes down to you as the person. However, you will definitely be able to still get all the muscle gains and recovery benefits from having food like, for example, I've mentioned before, eggs or meat or dairy and so forth. You don't need to rely on a protein powder. Next up, we're talking about branched chain amino acids. So branched chain amino acids really kind of comes down to the same thing as a protein powder. It is because protein actually is made up of so many different amino acids. Amino acids form the building blocks of protein molecules. So, right, so branched chain amino acids, they've actually just extracted 3. It's called leucine, isoleucine, and valine that actually has been shown to be very effective in recovery and building muscle. Now, they've just kind of packaged it in an easier way for you to consume it. Again, if you are having your protein snacks throughout the day and you're having a whole food diet where you are incorporating good sources and good quality sources of protein, then a branched chain amino acid might not be necessary for you. If you are someone that maybe really doesn't like eating anything before training, then maybe having a branched chain amino acid drink or something during your training might be beneficial for you if you are training fasted. And again, if you are someone that really doesn't get enough protein in your diet for whatever reason it might be, branched chain amino acids might be good for you, and also then vegan and vegetarian if you are focusing on building muscle and you are struggling, by following your protein, your vegan or vegetarian diet, then branched chain amino acids might be beneficial. The reason for this is when we're looking at the plant-based protein sources, they aren't unfortunately all complete proteins. Complete proteins referring to the fact that they contain all of the different amino acids. So, like for example, eggs or meat or dairy contain all of the amino acids in all of the different animal protein sources. However, plant sources like for example your chickpeas or your lentils or your nuts and seeds might only contain 6 or 7 of the amino acids and not all of them. So that's why it's really important to have a variety in your diet in terms of the nuts and seeds and legumes and beans if you are a vegetarian or vegan, but then you might be benefiting from supplementing it with something like a branched chain amino acid that has been shown with research to actually assist with muscle recovery and building those 3 specific amino acids, valine, leucine, and isoleucine that I've mentioned. The last one, collagen. Collagen has taken the world by storm. There is so many influencers and companies out there making collagen powder and claiming really amazing and wonderful benefits, and rightly so. Collagen is super important for your skin, your joints, and your muscles especially. And we have seen that with research that if we, unfortunately, as we age, we see quite a drastic decline in our collagen production in our bodies. Now, again, collagen powders, unfortunately, some of them are really expensive. And what we can't say at the moment is that collagen actually, when you drink the powder, is being used for those specific claims that they are making. The reason for this is collagen, the collagen protein molecule, is quite a big molecule. So when it enters the gut, it actually needs to be broken down into smaller parts, smaller amino acid bonds, because it actually can't get absorbed as collagen. Now, the problem with this is we can't for sure at the moment say that when you consume your 1,000 Rand collagen powder and it goes into your body and gets digested, that afterwards it gets formed back into that beautiful 1,000 Rand collagen powder molecule and then goes to your skin, your joints, or your nails, or your hair. So unfortunately, that's something we can't really say at the moment. So that collagen powder might just be used for other areas in the body that needs amino acids at that time, because it is being broken down into individual amino acids. So the moral of the story when it comes to collagen is that, again, if you are having a diet that contains protein already, where you are having protein at every meal and you are incorporating some protein snacks throughout the day, collagen powder might not be necessary. But again, if you aren't meeting your protein needs, then yes, it might be beneficial. So it really comes down to personal preference, your budget, and whether you want to incorporate it or not. So that's the long and the short of these 3 really big industry players at the moment: protein powders, BCAAs, and collagen powder. So the moral of the story with, I think, most of these videos is if you are having a whole food diet, in other words, you are incorporating your proteins from animal sources or plant sources, your veggies, your healthy complex carbohydrates, you should be meeting your requirements. But however, if you are maybe someone that's training excessively and you're not managing to eat, maybe because you're not a big eater or whatever reason it might be, or you have very specific dietary preferences and you feel like you're not meeting your needs in terms of protein, then a protein powder might be beneficial, or a collagen powder might be good for you, or then branched chain amino acids, especially if you are vegan or vegetarian or training fasting, might be good for you. But as hopefully you can gather from this video, it is personal preference and you will be able to manage without them. But if you want to incorporate them, they won't do harm unless you are trying to lose fat and you are adding a lot of protein powders on top of that and you're not seeing results. Maybe just think about that. So that's it from me for today. I hope this has been helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one.